Hey everybody, I am excited that you're here and we're talking about how to magnetically attract three dream clients to your coaching business month after month. My name is Ben Blackman and I'm exactly where I said I was going to be. I'm in my home. Actually, I'm displaced from my normal office that where I usually sit because we had to rearrange my house and stuff. But the show must go on, and I just want to let you know this is where I do 90% of my business is just right here. This is how I create the systems, how I do everything to make the magic happen. So the good news is you don't have to watch me the whole time. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you. I may come back and pop on or whatever. It doesn't matter. Feel free to ask me questions. Hopefully I'll get to them. If I don't, please, I'll email you or something, or reach out to me on Facebook or however you want to. I'll be glad to answer them. And, I've been really excited about this, just looking forward to it. Thank you for taking the time. I know this is time out of your day. It's time out of your, work, whatever it is that you're doing. And I'm so grateful that you felt like it was, that you're going to get some value here, that you decided to show up. So I'm really glad that you decided to do that. Thank you again. I know how valuable your time is, so I'm not going to waste any of it. I'm going to make sure you get what you came for. So just checking my monitors, make sure I have everything going, and that you can hear me. Actually, yesterday somebody said they couldn't hear me very well on Zoom. So if any of you guys end up not being able to hear me, looks like everything's okay. But if you not get to where you can't hear me or something, somebody please let me know. I've got my tea. Okay, got some green tea right here, and I've got some water. So I will be stopping, to take drinks here and there. So I suggest you do too. The only other thing I was going to say is this is going to work out much better if you're focused. If you're not focused and you're doing other things, it's probably the training, you're not going to get what you wanted out of it. So, I suggest to turn off your phones. And actually, I have a brand new phone, and I got to turn it off myself. And no other browsers open, although I have to have one open, if that makes sense. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen here, because we're going to go through a lot today in a short period of time. So let me do that right now. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, how to magnetically attract three dream clients to your coaching business month after month. And this is all done without being dependent upon referrals, because one of the things that happens, or the coaches that I talk to on a daily basis talk to me about their referrals or lack thereof, and having to be on social media and stuff. And, that's just not their favorite thing. They really don't want to be doing that. That's just that's what they've been doing to get their business, and they haven't ever really put anything on autopilot. So, this whole webinar is really going to be about how you can do this and put it on autopilot. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to get it out there. Now, there's lots of strategies out there, okay? But there's more to it than just the strategy, right? So let's just make sure you're in the right place. Let's make sure I'm in the right place, right? So let me just do one quick thing here. I want to make sure that I have my notes up there as well. Okay, so you just sit tight. Okay, there we go. Good. So yeah, you are in the right place if you're a coach and you're struggling to get your dream client. So just like what I was talking about before, you're struggling with referrals, or you're getting referrals but it's inconsistent, or the referrals that you're getting are not the people that you want to be talking to, whether it's a wrong mindset, lack of money, whatever it is, okay? But if you're struggling to get dream clients, hey, this is going to help with that. If you're referral dependent, like I just said, and want a consistent way to magnetically attract dream clients, and if your coaching business has hit a wall, either in terms of like income or types of clients or both, I think that happens a lot, as many coaches who've been in business for a couple of years kind of hit a wall, and they can't seem to get over that wall in terms of how much money they're going to make and the people they're attracting to their business. So, and I thought I said I was going to turn off my video, so let me do that right now too, okay? All right. Might make it easier for you. All right. So, also, if you want to enjoy the financial rewards of coaching and be in 100% integrity with your core values, this is the place to be, because that's what we're going to be talking about. I mean, I don't feel like that this system works at all unless you are, in alignment with your integrity and your core values. So here's what you're going to learn by just hanging out with me for a little while today. It's a simple 5-step process that magnetically attracts dream clients to you automatically. That's what you came for. That's what I'm going to deliver. Okay, I'm going to show you step by step. And here's some more. And this is all without spending precious time blogging, posting in groups, networking, or on social media, or any of that stuff, as I mentioned before, because I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing any of that or you have to stop doing any of that. If you enjoy doing it, great. That's awesome. I do a podcast and I love doing it. Okay, so I'm not saying you have to stop it. I just mean that you don't have to do it as a chore. Now it's going to be a choice. And I think that's the difference maker, is when you have an ability to choose, then that really makes business a lot more fun. Okay, so what about a shameless bribe if you stay till the end? Okay, because that's what happens, right? You go to webinars and they offer some kind of shameless bribe. Nope, not me. Okay, and it's real simple why I'm not doing that and why I don't do that. It's because if you need a shameless bribe to learn a strategy that could 2 times to 10 times your business, you're not in the right place to begin with. That's the wrong mindset, and it's not really going to be effective, what I'm going to teach you. Not trying to be harsh. I'm just saying that it doesn't work out very well, because then it becomes all about, the free thing that you get at the end. Well, that's usually doesn't entice people who are serious about, really scaling their business to stay. The second thing is, if you aren't ready to step outside your comfort zone by investing your time into learning a process to magnetically attract dream clients, this is not an overnight deal. Okay, you can get it set up real quickly, that's for sure. Okay, and a lot of people do. But what I'm saying is you're not going to jump off this call, have the strategy, implement it, and then tomorrow you're going to be, doing it. Okay, now I guess technically you could somehow, but for the most part, that's a tall order to take on. So I don't think that's going to happen. But what I am going to challenge you to do is to do some things that maybe you're not comfortable with, because that's the only way we grow, right? You just have to be kind of comfortable. Get uncomfortable to make it work. Then if you're trying to get by on a shoestring budget, that really doesn't work either. Now, hey, I totally understand. I've been there, where I didn't have a lot of money to invest or put into my business or something. That's happened to me years and years ago, and I remember how that felt. That's okay. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you're going to get some value here. Okay, it's not that that shouldn't stay on the webinar, but just remember that you may not be able to implement this strategy in a way that you want to really grow your business. You still do the things that you're doing until you get to the point that you can say, hey, I'm going to invest some money back into my business instead of taking it all out. Okay, so shoestring budgets don't really work for what we're going to talk about, but again, still you're going to get tons of value out of this. And the last thing is, if you're going to get upset or even offended that I'm going to make an offer at the end of this, or, and this is even after I give you tons of valuable, actionable content that stands on its own, you're not in the right place. Okay, that's just not, it's not going to work out. Okay. And the last thing, I didn't put it on here, is, and if you don't like my dry humor. So I am a Seinfeld, The Office, Arrested Development, all those kind of TV shows kind of guy. So, my humor is real dry. My 13-year-old son, he really dislikes my humor and tells me that every chance that he gets. A lot of jokes that I make, only I laugh at, and that's been that way my whole life. I was surprised that one of my friends from high school, though, did mention the other day how funny I was in school. And I'm thinking, but nobody ever laughed. Nobody ever indicated that I was funny. So anyway, either way. All right, and so that kind of leads me into maybe, and I know you don't really care who I am per se. You want to know what I'm going to teach you, but just a couple of things about me. I'm the #1 Facebook ads media buyer for coaches out there. I do that constantly, and I do all media, not just Facebook ads, but that's really what I do. And I really specialize in helping coaches attract their dream clients so they can focus on what they love. And I think that's the point, is that a lot of coaches, they don't care about the marketing side. They just want to do what they do best. And I understand that. So that's why what I'm going to show you today is super important. So I am the Superman, if you didn't know that. And I put that image up there just because it cracks me up every time I see it. I used to tell people that I'm not actually Superman, I'm Batman. I just wear the Superman thing to throw people off. So, all right. And then you may know me from my Facebook ads with the Twang podcast. That's kind of my brand. I have a side business. It's called Marketing with the Twang. As you can tell, I have a Southern accent, and that's why I call it that. Marketing with the Twang, courses with the Twang, Facebook ads with the Twang. That's me. Okay. And if all that stuff really isn't impressive enough, you're not going to believe this. So it's just, I hope you're sitting down. I am a Dollywood Gold season pass holder. So I show that to you to say, hey, I have arrived. I have really reached a level of success beyond anybody's imagination. So we go to Dollywood, which if you don't know is a theme park Dolly Parton purchased a long time ago. Thank goodness, because the old theme park that was there was terrible, and turned it into something that's fun. And me and my kids have passes, and we go every year, multiple times a year, and have just a great time. So enough about me, enough of that part. Let's get into some serious stuff and talk about, the things why you came here to begin with. So before I walk you through the strategy itself, this is imperative. You must, and I mean must, master these 3 key mindset principles. Without these, the strategy won't mean much. You might do a little better, but you'll never have a big breakthrough. So these 3 key mindset principles, you got to do them. So number 1, and this is huge, all right? You must clear any negative energy you have about money. So, many coaches that I speak with, they're so focused on giving, to their clients, and just they give and they give and they give that they forget to give to themselves, or they feel guilty, right, about charging their worth because they buy into that, lack of abundance mentality. I was just talking to one of my clients today, and she had asked me actually about another one of my clients, and and how she was doing her marketing and so forth. And she said, I don't want to ask you if it's going to, create a bad position or put you in an awkward position or anything. And I said, well, no. I said, the other client that you're asking about and what she's doing, I mean, we all believe in an abundance mentality. There's plenty for everybody out there. So no, she won't care. So, that's just how we feel about it. Magnetically attracting your dream clients won't help you without eliminating these kind of money blocks. Okay, it just won't. It's like I said, I'll give you the strategy. I'm going to show you how to implement it and everything else. But without clearing these money blocks, it's going to be a tough road. So I hope that makes sense to you, and how important that is. Mindset principle number 2 is you got to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. I know I talked about this before, and commit to marketing your coaching business. And this, whether it means overcoming a tech phobia, so that's what happens to a lot of people. They're like, oh, the tech of it, it's complicated. How do you set up the emails or this or that, the webinar, whatever it is, and they get overwhelmed with that. And that's okay. All right, that is perfectly normal. Nobody knows everything about everything. I mean, I do a lot of tech stuff, but I don't know everything about everything. What I am saying is that you're going to have to get past that. And that might mean hiring somebody to do some of the tech for you. It might mean, just sitting down and saying, you know what, I'm going to eliminate that block. I'm going to learn it myself, learn how to do it. And if you're not willing to invest the time into a proven strategy without jumping at the first sign of trouble, then that's not going to work either. So what I'm saying is that the strategy that I'm going to provide you is proven. Okay. I've done it time and time and time again for coaches. I've set it up for them. It works. But a lot of people don't have the stomach for it. If they don't see an instant result, and an instant result could mean, in their mind could be 1 day, it could be 30 days, it could be 45 days, it could be 60 days, whatever. Sometimes it takes a little time for the strategy to play itself out and actually bring you the results that you want. But what happens all too often is the grass is greener. So they start to implement the strategy. They don't see an instant result, and they jump ship. Well, that's not a good plan, and that's not a strategy. That's actually a strategy for failure. Okay, so you don't want to do that. If you're going to do this, be all in or just don't do it. Don't be in between. Okay, don't be 1 foot out the door. Oh, I'll try it. No, no, no. Either be in, don't try it. Either be in or don't. All right, mindset principle number 3, got to be 100% clear on who you want to serve and congruent with your core values, like I was talking before, in full integrity, right? Clear on who your ideal client is, how you're going to serve them, and make sure every piece of your marketing, promotion, if you're doing social media, is congruent with your overall message. We don't want any ambiguity there. We don't want people getting confused. Do you do this? Do you do that? Whatever it is, be clear and concise and always operate with integrity. I mean, I know that probably goes without saying, but I think it's just worth saying because being in integrity is as much a factor in making the success as any other principle that would be involved. So, that being said, let's just leave it at that and move on, because now, good news, we get to talk about the 5-step strategy. Okay, so we got the mindset principles out. We're going to talk about the strategy. And the strategy, you've probably heard of this, and you may have even been to some webinars that talk about stuff like this. And we're going to come at it from a little bit different angle. But the strategy is using automated webinars. Now, automated webinars are huge because it allows you to provide a lot of information in a short period of time, and it accelerates the buying process. You can take somebody from not knowing who you are to, buying your, if you don't have one of these, it's fine, but buying your 3,000, 5,000, whatever package that you're selling, coaching package, you can do that in one webinar, one phone call, done. It's that quick. Okay, so that's one thing that's really powerful about it. So the first thing we have to do is we have to have traffic, right? And we take that traffic and we drive it to the webinar. What does the webinar do? The webinar provides extremely valuable information that stands on its own. In other words, if all they did was come to the webinar and didn't get anything else from you ever, they would have felt satisfied, felt like that their time was not wasted, that they got what they came for, and that they were really appreciative of what you had to offer. Now, not everybody's going to feel that way. We know that. Okay, I know that. You know that. But what I am saying is that you want to do it as if they all are going to feel that way. So automated webinar is really it's a value proposition that you're providing to people who come to it. All right. Then once they get automated webinar, you're going to offer them a chance to schedule a one-on-one call with you. Okay, this will be a free call to them. Now, I do know some people that charge for that call. You can certainly try that. And just something you should note is you will get people who maybe aren't your ideal client. Because it doesn't matter, what you say on the webinar about who your ideal client is. Some people will come through anyway. And that's okay. That's going to happen. You just have to kind of weed through those and talk, end up with the people who are. But they're going to schedule a call with you. And then guess what? They schedule a call. You're going to enroll them in your awesome coaching program. That's it. That's all you have to do. Traffic, webinar, call, enroll. Done. Okay. Now, what about the people who don't schedule the call with you? Right here, they don't schedule the call. Well, that's fine. We're going to send them an email sequence. I was talking to somebody who is, does this very thing, and they are just killing it with the number of people that they're just going crazy with the number of people they're enrolling and stuff. And I found out this has startled me, really. But 30%, no less than 30% of their sales come from their follow-up email sequence of people who did not schedule the call. All right? That is how crucial that is. If you don't have a good email sequence, you're missing out 30%. Okay? So, if you're trying to have $100,000 a month, $30,000 is going to come from your email sequence. Think about that for a second. You've got to have it. And so many people don't, or they have kind of a wimpy email sequence. It's not bold enough. They're afraid of offending somebody or sending too many emails or something. I don't know. But the thing is you paid for them to be on there. They agreed. They signed up. right, for your emails. If they didn't want them, they shouldn't have signed up. It's just that simple. And now you're following up. And if they don't want them, they can unsubscribe. It's, I mean, fine. That's what unsubscribe is for. And you don't need them on there if they're going to unsubscribe anyway. But not sending them out enough emails, not following up with them enough, you're doing both them and yourself a disservice, because you're not going to get in front of the people who could really use your help. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Again, if y'all have questions during that or something, just let me know. I'm getting some, but I'm going to answer. Yeah, Juan. That's a good question. Yeah, I'll answer all that stuff here in just a minute, okay? All right, so let's look at some numbers. All right. Now, how to get a $10,000 per month coaching business in 90 days by magnetically attracting dream clients. Now, I chose 10,000 because people have this, or at least the coaches that I talk to, have this thought process around $10,000. Like, if I can just get to 10,000 a month, right? If you're already at 10,000 or you're at 20,000 or 50,000 or whatever it is, this will still work. It'll, still do the same exact thing. But I'm just happy to use this because I think it's small enough for people to relate to and big enough for people to aspire to. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's look at these numbers here. Oh, and first, just remember, one, we've got to magnetically attract 3 new dream clients a month to make this work. If we average $1,200 per client per month, and if you're thinking, oh, I don't charge $1,200, I only charge $500, or I charge $1,000, but that's for 3 months, or whatever it is, just break the numbers down to whatever you have. This will still work. It'll just take you longer, okay? And you'll have to learn how to leverage, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. But let's just say you're charging $1,200 per client per month, and each client stays for an average of 3 months. That's what we're going to base this on. All right. So if you get, and follow me here, okay? If you get 3 dream clients a month, so starting in January, you got 3. Okay, at $1,200 a piece, that's 3,600 people, and then they stayed for 3 months. So you got them 3,600 from them on month 1, month 2, month 3, right? Then February, you added 3 more clients. Okay, so this was month 2 because this would have been February. So you added them here, and so now this month, month 2, you made 7,200. Month 1, you made 3,600. On month 3, okay, in March, you added another 3,600. So starting this month, you've made $10,800 this month, okay? And the total amount that you've made for the 3 months, there at the bottom, is $21,600. That's what you've made over 3 months. So you've literally gone from, 0 to $10,800 a month. Now, remember, if they only stay 3 months, these people in January are going to be falling off, and then you're going to have to add people in April to take their place and so forth. If you add 5 clients a month, then just, put the numbers out there. So what if there were a way to leverage your time? Well, guess what? If you want to be able to scale, you have to leverage your time. So how do you leverage it? Because if you don't leverage your time and leverage what you're doing, then you're going to be stuck at that, and that's what happens to most coaches. They get stuck, right? They bring the clients on, but, when their time is up, somebody else comes in and takes their place. They're not adding on or additional income. So let's talk about what you can do. Charge more. That simple. How did you arrive at your current pricing? Most of the coaches that are my clients, when I ask them how they arrived at their pricing, it's either they don't know, they just thought it was a fair price, or they'll say, that's what such and such charges, or I know such and such charges this much, and I don't think I could charge that much. I'll charge this much. That's how they come up with. It's kind of like throwing a dart at a dartboard. Not a good plan, okay? Your time, your coaching is worth charging the appropriate amount for it. And you really have to evaluate that. If you don't evaluate that, you're just hurting yourself. The other thing is you got to utilize group coaching and leverage your time so you can take on more clients. So in the scenario that I had before, right, where we were talking about adding 3 clients a month and then them dropping off every 3 months because, that was their time frame. That means in the 3rd month you would have 9 clients. Well, maybe for you, 9 clients is too many. Maybe it's not enough. All right. That comes down to how you run your coaching business. But if you're working with them one-on-one, you're going to run out of time somewhere, depending on what your offers are. So if you use a group coaching method, where instead of, and I don't know how you do your business, but let's just say you're talking to people twice a week, one-on-one. You utilize group coaching where you're talking to a group of people twice a week or once a week, and then individual calls just once a month. Well, that's a different ballgame. You've now freed up a bunch of time to add more people. And the group coaching could be, a much bigger size, a much bigger audience. That's what's so powerful about that. And then also you can promote a high ticket mastermind that is, 5 times to 10 times more than your coaching. So if you're charging $1,000 for your coaching, your high ticket mastermind might be 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever it is, whatever you can charge for that. And I'll talk a little bit about it in just a minute. So what if, and let's just take this scenario, what if instead of charging $1,200 a month, per client, that you charge $2,000? Well, this is the number difference. Okay, so in January I added 3, so you've made $6,000 that first month. In month 2, you're already at 6 figures a year because you're earning $12,000 a month, and by month 3, you're at $18,000 a month. So you've made $36,000 in those 3 months. Okay, you've already exceeded what you did before just by raising your prices to probably where they should have been to begin with. Okay, so that in and of itself is extremely powerful to understand how that works. And basically, I mean, you could charge it any way you want. You could say, okay, well, I have a $6,000 coaching program that lasts for 3 months. Okay, you don't have to say it's $2,000 per month. Maybe people don't like this. Have a $6,000 program. It's a 90-day program. However you want to position it. But what about doing a group coaching model? Let's look at that. And let's just say you charge $5,000 per client for the group coaching model, and let's just say you keep them on, for 3 months or 6 months or something. So if you add 5 clients a month, because now you can, right? You can add 5, not just 3. Because it's group coaching, at $5,000 a piece, you're making $25,000 a month 1, $25,000 a month 2, because it's not recurring. I just didn't put that in there as recurring. $25,000 a month 2, $25,000 a month 3. Okay, and in 3 months you made $75,000, right? And what did we do before? In this model, we made $36,000, and we're not spending any more time. Okay, so I hope that really hits home with you, because that right in and of itself is extremely, in my opinion, extremely powerful, and a reason that you've got to think about group coaching and you've got to think about raising your prices. Now, if you want to go back in and do the math, on charging $500 a month or whatever it is, that's fine. You can certainly do that. That's your choice. But this is what I'm going to challenge you to do and encourage you to do. So again, if you do a mastermind, you can do 5 times to 10 times your coaching fee, right? So if you're charging that $5,000, maybe you do a $25,000 mastermind, or you can do a $50,000 mastermind, whatever you want to do. Masterminds just mean it's a more of a one-on-one setting. It's a smaller group. You're just charging a lot more, and maybe it lasts the entire year. Maybe you charge $25,000 a year. Okay, so it's not any more work for you. In fact, it's less work because you can. It's over the course of a year. It's however many times you want to talk to them per month and so forth. It's really not that difficult to set up. That's something you need to be considering. So let me just kind of go back to this real quick so you can take a look at it. So remember, it's automated webinars. This is how the sequence works. All right, we get traffic, drive it to the webinar, schedule a call. What did I say? Schedule a call, and then we enroll them in coaching. If they don't schedule a call, we keep emailing them with a robust, long email sequence. All right. You want to get to, $50,000 a month, $25,000 a month, $100,000 a month, whatever it is, you need an email sequence. All right, just whether you write it or somebody else writes it, you need one. But this is how the process works. But, right, what's the secret sauce? Because you got to have the secret sauce, right? The secret sauce, and you may know this, and you may have already done this. It's paid traffic. Okay, paid traffic is the secret sauce to any of this. Okay, so whether you're doing YouTube ads, or you're doing direct mail, or maybe you're doing Google AdWords, and whatever it is, you're going to buy traffic from somewhere. Okay, you're not going to count on somebody sending you the traffic, or count on search engine optimization or something like that, where it changes so often that you have little or no control over it. Plus, it's pretty expensive for most, because every major brand out there buys paid traffic. There's not any that don't. There's not any of the high-end coaches out there who are doing, the kind of months that you may want to be doing that aren't buying some type of paid traffic. Okay, so paid traffic is an absolute game changer for you. It's crucial. And so why paid traffic? Well, it allows you to generate leads when you want them. I mean, that's consistency. You get them when you want them. You're not relying on, a Facebook group to refer you somebody, or you're not relying on, a company that you're doing business with who refers you business, and then that person at the company leaves, so the new person decides to refer them to somebody else. I mean, whatever it is, okay, however you're getting, you now have some consistency. You can target almost any niche. I mean, that's true. Now, you may say niche. I say niche. I'm from the South. Just that's what I call it. But you can target almost any niche. Okay, you can test what works quickly, cut out what's not working. There's a much, and this is really good, there's a much easier barrier to entry, and that's in terms of both the learning curve and the cost of it. So you don't have to quite do as much learning about it before you get started. That's what I like about paid traffic. And you can scale, right? You want to bring in more income? Great, scale. That's all you have to do. You increase, and there's strategies to scaling, but you either scale vertically or horizontally. And vertically meaning, you're scaling you're just increasing your ad spend, and horizontally meaning adding more audiences or more people to target or whatever it is with your ads. So which is which paid source of traffic is the best? And, I bet you're going to guess, or, which one I'm going to suggest. And you probably already know. Currently, right now, it's Facebook. Hands down, Facebook is the best. There's been recent algorithm changes, which have caused, and I just read an article from one of the big cheeses at Facebook that said that the reason their profits went way up is because they had a 43% increase in ads or ad costs. So they were charging advertisers, people like me or you or whoever, 43% more on average. Well, that's good. That's not a bad thing for you. It's not a bad thing for me, because what that does is that weeds people out, right? I have seen people just leaving. They're like, oh, I can't do it. I'm leaving, because they don't have the abundance mentality or the abundance mindset. Facebook still rocks when it comes to ads. Now, there's other ones, and I love other ones. I love YouTube ads. Love them. Okay. I love doing Google Display Network, Outbrain. I mean, there's all kinds of them. I love them. All right. But Facebook, hands down, for now, is the best way to go for almost any coach out there. And so why? Well, there's tons of information out there about it. So what I mean is if you have an issue with your Facebook ads, or you're trying to figure out what to do, you can look it up. I mean, there's so many videos out there and posts and all kinds of stuff. It's out there. Okay. You have an ability to track your leads effectively. That's good. Somebody clicks on your ad, they sign up, whatever it is, you can track that. As I mentioned before, you can scale, vertically and horizontally. And I think that's very powerful, because, increasing your budget doesn't always work, or you'll experience what we call a diminishing return. At some point, if you increase your budget, the ad costs will go up, and it won't be worth it anymore. So a lot of people don't understand that. They think they increase their ad spend, that means that their cost will stay static. Well, they don't. It's not how the algorithm works. And if that were true, all the major brands out there would just keep increasing their budgets so high that no little person or solopreneur type or anything like that would ever be able to run ads. Targeting. Facebook targeting is among the best targeting out there. Google is a little better, but it doesn't mean Facebook's not awesome. It is awesome. Okay. And the targeting lets you get in front of the right people in this engagement type platform. That's what Facebook is. It's an interruption marketing, right? You're interrupting what they're doing to show them your message in their news feed. But the great thing about that is that if you give them something really interesting to see, you kind of entertain them and engage with them, then your ads will work. So most people that come at it from a strict advertiser platform, so like if you're selling insurance, which I know if you're on this call and you're selling insurance, you're probably in the wrong place to begin with. But if you're selling insurance, that's going to be a tough one. If you're saying, hey, get a free quote, that's not that. People aren't on Facebook to find a free quote. They're on Facebook to find out why their Uncle Charlie went off the deep end last weekend. Right. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're trying to see something funny or escape from reality and engage with what other people are doing. Okay. So Facebook is awesome for getting in front of the right people. Now, do you want to know what the super secret sauce is? Because I don't think a lot of people talk about the. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Danielle. Yeah, that's right. You're exactly right. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Okay, I'm getting ready to tell everybody. People, y'all, you guys' comments are cracking me up. So, the super secret sauce, and this is really what binds it together. And stick with me for a minute, okay? Even if this just seems out there to you or you don't understand it, that's okay. You don't have to understand it right now. But the super secret sauce is retargeting, right? Think about this for a minute. How many times does it take for somebody to see something they want before they take action? Average is they say I don't know where the number came from. It's 5 to 7 times, right? So if somebody sees something and they don't take action, they don't buy it, does that mean they don't want it, or does that mean that, oh gosh, they can't do it right now, or they want it right now, but they don't have their wallet with them, or their kids are making them crazy and they're having to deal with something else, or they've got to run before they can do it and then they forget about it. Just because they don't buy it right away doesn't mean they don't want it. All right. Maybe you haven't built up enough trust with them. Maybe, they're not in a position to purchase. Maybe they just want to be reminded. I mean, there's lots of things. And the great thing about retargeting, it's not nearly as hard as you think. It's simple. Retargeting is simple. Let me show what it looks like. All you do, okay, this is the way it works. You run a Facebook ad. Somebody visits your webinar registration page and they register for the webinar, but they don't sign up for a strategy session. So guess what? You're going to send them an email, right? I mean, you're going to do the follow-up email sequence like I was talking about. And so email open rates are between 15 and 20%, give or take. All right. I mean, 15 to 20%. So if you got 100 people that didn't sign up and you're following up emails with them, you're only, if the open rates are 15 or 20%, you're only getting in front of, 15 or 20 people out of that 100. That leaves, 80 to 85 people that you didn't see your email, period. Doesn't mean they don't want to get stuff from you. They just didn't see the email, right? Maybe they're like me. I hate email. Okay, I'm like, ugh. But, they just didn't see it. So retargeting gives you another chance to get in front of them. So here's how it works. All you're going to do is set up an ad to show. You're going to send them another Facebook ad, the people who didn't sign up. That's it. That's retargeting. And it's really super simple to set up. I mean, it's just not that difficult. If you're setting up Facebook ads, and if you hire somebody like me to do your Facebook ads, we do it for you, no problem. If you're doing it yourself, you're setting up these audiences to target anyway. So now you're just setting up an audience of people who already visited, who already registered for your webinar. It's that simple. So here's 7 reasons to use retargeting ads. And I think these are pretty good. One, you paid for the original lead. You might as well. Okay, you paid for somebody to click on it, to register. I mean, don't give that up. I mean, the whole thing about, it's easier to, keep an existing customer than to attract a new one applies in this situation, even though they haven't bought yet. You paid for the lead. They had some kind of interest at some level, so it's probably a better, and they already kind of know who you are. You don't have to convince them that. You don't have to, overkill them with that again. A lot of people need multiple contacts. We just talked about that. You're going to be able, with retargeting, you stay at the top of their mind. That's the whole thing is, they forget about you. That's why they're not opening emails sometimes, is they forget who you are. They see your name in the subject line and they're thinking, who is that? I don't know who that is. Delete, right? It gives you this instant celebrity effect of, wow, she's everywhere. I mean, that's what it is. Wow, man, I see her everywhere. Okay, even if it's just on Facebook, I see, that's how they feel about it, because they just need to be reminded. And this is really number 7. This is really the one I think that's important is that your competitors either aren't doing it at all or they're doing a really bad job of it. They're doing it haphazardly, they're doing it inconsistently, they're not staying on top of it, okay, or they're not giving it a chance because they don't understand the numbers. So retargeting will put you head and shoulders, head and shoulders above all your competitors. All right, so let's go over what we've talked about today, okay? We talked about, I guess I'm the one that talked about it, right? Why you must clear your negative energy about money. Okay, you got to get that clear so you can get and take your business to the next level. We talked about why you must charge what you're worth. Okay, if you're not charging what you're worth, it's going to be difficult to get to the next level too, and you have to be 100% clear and congruent with who you're targeting, who your ideal client is, and what your messaging is. I also went over a 5-step process for generating client leads automatically. Okay, very simple. Very simple system, simple process. How Facebook ads can help you achieve your goals of magnetically attracting dream clients consistently. We talked about that, and what retargeting means and how it can supercharge your Facebook ads. So, I get this, why don't more coaches do this? Well, here's why. Money blocks, real or imagined. That's why I brought that up first thing. It doesn't, if you have a money block, and whether it's really there or not, there doesn't matter. If you have that, it's almost impossible to make this strategy work, or any strategy. Time investment. Some coaches, actually a lot of coaches that I talk to, they don't want to invest the time. They feel like that they got all this other stuff going on, and they're trying to handle this client and that client and get new clients, and they just don't have the time to invest in it. And the thing is, with that kind of thought process, you'll never have the time, right? If you have to wait till you have the time to invest in it, you're never going to do it. That's the thing. Okay, and that's one of the crucial things that people have to understand about their business or their coaching business or whatever. They're overwhelmed. Aren't we all? Who's not overwhelmed? I see ads out there. So if you're overwhelmed, I'd like to see an ad out there. This is only for people who are not overwhelmed. Okay, I guess nobody can click on it, but everybody's overwhelmed. It's not compelling to say you're overwhelmed. If you wanted to run an ad and you were talking to people and you said, hey, are you overwhelmed? Say no. Say, hey, are you about to pull your hair out, stick a needle in your eye, and on the verge of potentially, gnawing off your own arm? Then this is for you. That paints a picture. Being overwhelmed doesn't paint a picture. You're not overwhelmed. You have all that going on. You're freaking out. I know. I am too. We're all overwhelmed. It's okay to be overwhelmed. I think that's the thing. Okay. Maybe you have fear of success or failure. I run into that a lot. I know that people really believe that if they get successful, that somehow they don't deserve it. I've talked to multimillionaires and groups where they said that they just didn't deserve what they had. They felt like a fraud, right? Or people who think, oh gosh, I don't want to put it out there. What if it doesn't work? What if I lose money? Oh, well, yeah, that's good reason. Yeah, you better not. If you're thinking you're going to lose money, or then I wouldn't do it. Right? Okay. But the biggest thing, and maybe this isn't the biggest thing, maybe this is part of it, is no system. You can't do this without a system. Okay, that's the thing. So without a system, how are you gonna magnetically attract your dream clients this month? Right? You're just gonna hope that the way you were getting clients before continues. That's what you're gonna do. So what if, this is a what if there were a simple way to implement the 5-step system that I showed you earlier, right? That if we took the 5-step system and there was a simple way for me a simple way to implement it, what would that mean? Well, that's what I'm showing you here. It's how to create high-ticket coaching webinars. And these will magnetically attract your dream clients to your coaching business month after month using automated webinars and put your marketing on autopilot. So that's what coaches tell me, right? They don't have time to do it. They don't enjoy doing marketing. They just, they want the leads. They love their clients. They want to serve. They just don't enjoy this part of the business. Now, maybe if you're a business coach, you do. Okay, that's cool. But, like a lot of coaches, like when I talk to life coaches and health coaches, they oftentimes they don't want to do the marketing part. So if there's a system, get past that, hey, all the better, right? So the question is, how can you apply this system for leveraging the power of and profiting from automated webinars? Well, you have a choice. You can do it the slow way through trial and error by taking some of what I've given you here today, meaning you can take exactly what I showed you and do it. I mean, you can go out there and take that and start driving traffic, set up an automated webinar, set up a scheduling thing and get on the phone with people, set up follow-up emails. You can do that. You certainly can. The only thing is you won't have the benefit of knowing what works and what doesn't work because you'll have to go through trial and error. I mean, that's okay. You can do that. That's one way. Or you can do it quickly with using my high ticket coaching webinar system. I mean, that's the way that I see it. So what is it, right? What is the high ticket coaching webinar system? Well, it's my complete step-by-step system for mastering the pieces of automated webinar. All those pieces I showed you, I show you how to do them. Okay, it's designed to take you by the hand to create an automated webinar. There's no missing steps, no confusion, and it's good even if you aren't a techie. You don't have to be, did I spell techie right, or should that be IE? I don't know. Either way, you'll forgive me, right? It doesn't matter. I don't know. I mean, it's really good for those of you who aren't tech savvy. You don't have to be. Okay. Now, it is the quickest, most effective way to get from point A to point B, and that's what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to get from maybe not having a consistent way to get dream clients to a consistent way to get dream clients. Okay. I hope you like this. I use this image all the time. I just didn't have time to make another kind of image for this particular course, but that's the background of Knoxville with that big, you see that right there, that big golden ball here. That's from the World's Fair in 1982, I think, something like that. I don't know. And so there's a restaurant supposedly up there, but I always thought it was real ugly, but in this picture, I kind of like it. So anyway, so what exactly is, the high ticket coaching webinars? Well, it's an 8-lesson training course that walks you through everything from the setup, technical, strategy, to how to evaluate and how to scale. I mean, that's what you have to do, right? I mean, that's what it is. It's 24/7 instant and lifetime access, and that's including updates. And I do have a pretty major update coming shortly. And it's literally step by step. There is nothing left out. Okay, not a thing. And actually, let's see here. Let me show you here in just a second. So imagine this. Like that, you like that golden ticket? I do. So imagine magnetically attracting dream clients. Okay, not having to rely on referrals, no social media posts, having your dream coaching business finally, and making the money you deserve. Imagine all that. Okay, that's what this does. And so here's what the modules look like. Module 1's getting started, and just everything surrounding that. Let me just kind of show you this. Let's see if we can drag this over real quick, if this works for you. I'm going to put it in here. Let's see here. Let me see. Oh, I don't think it's there. So let's see. Yep. I think you are there. Okay, good. So yeah, this is the worksheet. It's actually in the program itself, where I have the course, and this is what's included in the lesson. So in lesson 1, we're talking about. Let me talk about this. We're talking about this right here, where to start. Okay, so I'll give you a course overview, go in detail into the funnel, which I know that I showed you what it is, but there's pieces inside of it that you need to know. I use the funnel chart. I tell you exactly what you need to do before you implement, what services. I recommend some services. You can use whatever you want. I don't care. But how to set that up, the email follow-up sequence, what that looks like, and the email funnel chart. Then I also show you, where to get traffic from. We go into where to drive traffic, how to evaluate your results, and the metrics behind that. I'm down here right here I didn't know that. And then lesson number 4 is how to maximize and scale, and scaling paid ads, because there is strategy behind that. You can't just go out there and do it. You do have to do a couple of things. And then lesson 5, this is the update. It's how to create the perfect webinar. I left that last, even though that's possibly the most important part, is creating the perfect webinar. So I have a checklist and everything. It's not ready just yet, but it will be just really soon, like within a few days. All right, so that's what that looks like. Okay, that's basically these 4 things explained, and this 5th one here explained. Okay, the perfect webinar module. All right. So how much is all that going to cost you, right? That's the question. Okay. Now you can hire a consultant or done for you service to implement, but you know that, I mean, seriously, it's no joke. That'll probably cost you thousands. I mean, that's, if you get somebody who's good to do it or service is good, that's what it's going to cost because, you know, it's easy worth it, right? Um, my one-on-one service, I usually charge, it depends on how much of you need, but it's around 7,000. I am full at the moment. Um, you know, people come and go, meaning, you know, I get some set up and then I don't, you know, but at the moment I'm kind of full. So I do have a wait list, just so you know, just in case you're wondering. So what are you going to be paying to master this yourself? That's really the question. So you do all the trial and error, you master it yourself. Well, it's not going to cost you 2,000, not 1,000. I love that. Not 2,000, not even 1,000. The entire system, what I just showed you, is $497. That's it. $497, one time, done. All right. And you get all the updates and everything. Plus, right now, this to me, this is what really makes it worth it. I mean, it's worth it in and of itself, just the way that it is. But I really feel like this bonus that I'm giving you is just unbelievable. So the bonus is my Facebook Ads for Coaches course. And it is a complete A to Z Facebook ads course specifically designed to generate traffic to automated webinars. I mean, that's how I made it. A to Z. Nothing left out. Let me show you this here. This is what I had pulled up before. Here, yeah, let's just do that. So here's the worksheet on the Facebook ads for coaches. So you can see here where I talk about the intro, the difference between running Facebook ads versus having a strategy. Most people just run Facebook ads without a strategy. They're just out there. You know, I just want to put the ad out there. I want to boost a post or whatever it is with no strategy. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the account setup because there's stuff that you need to know about what they call the business manager. Most people know the ads manager or power editor or whatever it is. We're going to talk about the business manager if you don't have that already. Setting that up, the Facebook pixel, I know this is technical stuff. You don't have to understand all this stuff, but I go into it step by step. These are short videos, concise, to the point. The feedback that I got on it when I was beta testing was people loved that they were short and it wasn't as complicated as they thought. But how to implement the Facebook pixel, because that's going to do all your tracking for you, and how it fits together with the high ticket coaching webinar funnel. We're going to talk about targeting and research. This is what most people don't do that you absolutely have to do to make it work. Most people don't want to put in the research because they think they are their own ideal client. So that's all it should be. No, you're not. Okay. But we go into that in detail. We talk about creating audiences, including retargeting audiences right there. And number 4, I go through ad creative, including writing ad copy, the images or video ads, whichever direction you want to go with that. And then the actual inputting of the ad itself. See, we do all this other stuff first before we input the ad. The input of the ad is really not that complicated. If we do all the other stuff up front, inputting the ad is simple. But I talk about how, which objective to choose, how to name the ad, because that's important. When you go back to look at all the ads that you're running, you want to be able to identify quickly what's going on, which one did what, and that kind of thing. So you do want to do that. And then evaluating and scaling. I go into details about how to test and how to scale, because testing is so important. People talk about testing, but very few people kind of go into detail what that means to test and scale. Okay. So this is just a lot. I mean, that's a ton of stuff that you're going to get, and you can see the videos and worksheets and all that kind. All right. So that's one bonus. Hey, and if you can go right now, you can go right now into Kajabi, into my Kajabi, whatever site it is. That's where I host the course. And you can see that I'm charging $497 for the high ticket coaching webinar, and I'm charging $397 for Facebook ads coaches. But what I'm saying is that you're going to get both of these with this one investment of $497. And not only that, okay, but there's more. You're also going to get funnel and first Facebook ad review. So myself or my team, I'm going to will personally review your funnel and your very first Facebook ad. You're going to receive feedback, suggestions, make your webinar a total success. So when I go in and I do funnel audits and Facebook ad audits and stuff, I charge a lot because it takes a lot of time. I've got to do a lot of research and understand what's going on before I can help them fix it. So you're going to get that. Okay. The funnel part of it, it won't take long to make sure that you have everything set up right, but testing it can take a little time, and we have to have the appropriate numbers to make sure that that the funnel is working the way it's supposed to be. That your Facebook ad review, now, if you sent me 2 Facebook ads, yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to, look at them. I'm not going to turn that away. But the thing is that I know you'll respect my time and not do that. But I am going to put my heart and soul in reviewing your Facebook ad and giving you great feedback. Okay, because that's important. I want you to be successful with this. I don't want to leave you hanging, wondering how it's going to do or whatever, okay? I want you to make sure that you get what you thought you were going to get. And guess what? Yeah, that's right. My 100% satisfaction 30-day guarantee. If in the first 30 days, you can't see how it's going to help you manifest your dream clients month after month, and then just email me, support@courseswithatwang.com. So I told you. courseswithatwang.com. Why is that image so blurry? I hope it's not blurry for you guys. It looks like it is. Sorry about that. But it is a 30-day money-back guarantee. Okay? That's just how I roll. I don't ask any questions. I mean, I love the feedback. I'd love to know what's going on. But, hey, if it's not for you, it's not for you. So, high-ticket coaching webinars. You get these 5 modules there. Okay? You also get the Facebook ads course, you get the funnel and Facebook ad review, and it's one payment of $497, right? And you can see all you have to do is go to onefocusmarketing.com/enroll, okay? And you will, and I'll put that in the chat here in just a second, but you'll go to onefocusmarketing.com/enroll, and it'll take you to the Kajabi page. So let me see if I can pull that up for you so you can kind of know what it's going to look like real quick, because I know sometimes it's helpful to see what that looks like. Give me just one second. Yes, I see your question. I'm getting to, I promise. Now, I'm working on it. I'm going to get to it. I definitely promise. So give me just one second. I'm in Kajabi right now. And let's see here. There we go. So it's very simple. There's nothing complicated about this page. Okay. You'll just come in, and I know it says the high ticket coaching webinar, but you automatically get the Facebook ad. When you sign up for this, it's set up to automatically give you the Facebook ads for coaches as well. So you go through here, create your account information, payment, done. You're ready to go. That's all there is. That's all there has to be. Okay. So it's that simple. So that's what it looks like. So when you go, you'll understand what it looks like. All right. So let's see here. Get back. All right. So here's just, the people who love me, right? And we all have people like that, right? We all have people who love what we do. And I decided to take some of the screenshots from Facebook. I have, a ton of testimonials that are written out and blah, blah, blah. I do, but these are just posted. These are posted out for everybody to see. Okay. And I feel like it's important to know that, hey, I do these every day, all day. And I just kind of wanted you to know, that there are some people out there who have been using this, and I try to be as helpful as I can when I see people posting and that kind of thing. This one right here is not from Facebook. This is from Skype. So I didn't know how to do it other than take a screenshot, but it was pretty funny. All I did was, it was kind of a little secret. I just kind of tweaked just a little something in her Facebook ads, and boom, 54 signups came in, where the day before she had like 2. So I thought that was pretty funny. And, I don't mess around with this stuff, right? So, I mean, here's a 76, 77% conversion rate on this landing page that we were running. I mean, there it is. I mean, I'm just not messing around there. And then, this is one I was running for a client. We had 510 conversions, meaning 510 people sign up for her, I think it was her webinar channel. I can't remember. Anyway, spent $352. That's Canadian, by the way. So that averaged 69 cents a piece. Okay, now that's Canadian, right? So US, I mean, that's 30% less. I mean, it's 30% more than that. So, I mean, still, that's really, really good. So you can, fares about $1 a piece US, something like that. Anyway, so I'm not saying you're going to get 69-cent registrations. Let me be very clear on that. Okay. I'm just saying I did on this one. All right. So it takes some time, takes some effort. All right. So let's recap one last time. Again, here it is. The 5 modules, the 2 bonuses, 1 payment, $497. Go to onefocusmarketing.com/enroll. Okay. All right. So question and answers. So let me address some questions here. Here, I got to scroll through a couple things. Hold on. Y'all are funny. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. Hey, okay. Dina says, or is asking, how long will it take to get this process set up? Well, Dina, that's a good question. And the answer to that is it takes, I mean, it really depends on how tech savvy you are, how much you're going to do yourself, how much you're going to let somebody else do it, that kind of thing. And you don't even have to be super tech savvy to set it up quickly. So let's just say you're kind of like you're pretty decent at setting up a landing page and a webinar or something. I mean, you could have this up and running in a week or less and have leads coming in. Now, if you're not tech savvy and you just that part just really is beyond what that's okay. If you go through the course and everything and you follow it step by step, it'll probably take you a couple of weeks. If you're diligent, in other words, you don't want to go through some of the course, then put it down for a few days, and then come back and that kind of thing. So I hope that makes sense. Please let me know if it did. Marshall is asking, so are Facebook ads getting too expensive? Well, I think I've talked about that a little bit. Are they getting too expensive? No. Like I said, there's been a huge increase in ad cost, but that just weeds the people out. Increase in ad costs are not a bad thing at all. Okay. So increase in ad cost, it just means that you have to figure out your numbers. That's what you do. You figure out your numbers. Okay. Let's see. Sherry said, okay, how many emails do you have to send out? That's a good question. Well, for the 30%, of business coming from the emails, that email sequence really is a 30-day, 40-day email sequence. And, if you're thinking, oh gosh, that's a lot, or I don't want to send out that many or whatever. Yeah, you got to get past that. You really have to put the emails out there and send them out. Yeah, it does take time to get them input, but if you think about this, as you're going through the course, if you can write 1 email a day, you go through my course, you go through 1 module a day on the high ticket coaching webinar, and then you go through 1 module a day on the Facebook ads or something like that. I mean, within 2 weeks, you're going to have 14 emails set up or something along those lines. Maybe not 14, maybe it's like 12. Something. And you're going to have those set up, and you'll have those ready, and you just keep writing 1 email a day. Okay, that's all you really have to do until you get it fully set up. So hopefully that's helpful. It's like I said, you're going to have to put in the time anyway, and you're either going to put in the time trying to figure out how to get clients, or you're going to use this proven system. I mean, it's one way or the other. Let's see. Juan is asking, do I have to use Facebook ads? Can I use YouTube? Yep. You can use YouTube. It really depends on the niche, and YouTube ads are just a little different. With what I'm offering you here, you're not getting the YouTube ads on how to do this with YouTube ads. It's only Facebook. But YouTube is it's different, but it's very effective. I like to do a lot of remarketing, which is also retargeting on YouTube. So yeah, you can do it, but you'll just have to, accommodate or, put your system into YouTube and run it from there, because you're not getting that in what purchased today. Okay. Danielle, what about Instagram? Well, Instagram's fine. Again, if you can reach your ideal audience there, great, good, lovely, do Instagram. Okay. I'm just saying Facebook is easiest to test. It's easiest to get in front of the people that you want. And, there's a lot more data out there on it. There's not as much with Instagram. Instagram doesn't have, in my opinion, as high as conversion rates, because people are on Instagram for a different reason. Okay, and remember, Instagram's only mobile, so you're going to miss out on the desktop users. Desktop users who watch the webinar tend to convert better. Okay, so you're going to kind of miss out on that portion of it. Okay, Colleen's asking, retargeting is way too complicated for me right now. Do I have to do that in the beginning? No, I wanted to point it out to you because it's something you want to plan. So even if you're not going to do Facebook ads for a while, let's just say that you're not, you're going to take 90 days to digest this all and get it going. I would encourage you to set up the tracking part of it, the pixel part of it, so that you can start tracking, and the Facebook pixel can start gathering data. Again, you don't have to understand what the pixel is, what it means, whatever. You just have to install it. Okay, and you can actually send it to somebody else to install it. You don't even have to do it yourself. There's tons of great videos on it. Facebook has a whole thing on it. I show you how to do that in my course. But getting that information available, then you can worry about retargeting once you've gotten this kind of dialed in of just the basics of it. Okay, Laura, I'm not charging anywhere near $1,200 per client per month, more like half that. Will this still work? Yeah, I mean, it will still work, but I'm going to challenge you to start charging more. Okay, I mean, if you're charging half that, $600, that's nothing. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just saying you're probably way undervaluing what you're giving. Okay, I have a client, a friend of mine, client/friend of mine, and she was offering she does some amazing done for you kind of services and stuff, and she said that she was going to offer, or she's getting ready to do a new offer, and she says, yeah, I was going to charge $500 to set all this funnel process up. And I'm like, $500? And she said, yeah, well, she goes, what do you think, $300? I was like, no, you need to charge at least $1,500. Well, she gasped, like she was like, oh, I can't charge $1,500. And I said, look, you're doing something these people can't do. If they could do it, they wouldn't be talking to you. I mean, they could figure it out. I mean, if they want to, they can spend the time, or they can pay you to do it. But it's got to be worth your time. And $500 is not worth your time. I said, so for the next 10 people you talk to, you tell them $1,500. And she's like, okay, I'll just do it. Well, she called me back later that day and talked to somebody and said it'd be $1,500. And they said, okay, great. That's awesome. I mean, people are willing to do that when they know they're getting true value. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Value what you do. Okay, put it out there, right? Double your price and see what happens. Remember, if you double it, you have to get fewer clients anyway. Right? So you don't need as many clients. And hopefully, you're worth it. I mean, I'm assuming that you are. Okay. Brenda's asking, does your course cover the techie details? Because I hate tech. Yeah, it does. It covers the techie details. And you spelled it the way I spelled it too. Techie with a Y. Anyway, yeah, it does cover the techie details. So you will definitely get that. It's a step-by-step techie parts in there for you. So for the people who are techie, it might seem kind of rudimentary, but I did that for a reason. I want you to follow the process the way I have it lined out. Okay, let's see who else. Okay, Caroline, you mentioned charging 5 to 10 times more for a mastermind. Is how to do that in your course? No, it's not. I don't really cover that in the course at all, but it's not that difficult to set up. I am going to have a separate module, separate course on that. But that's not, if you're expecting that when you jump in my course, you're not going to get it. So just bear that in mind. I don't know whether I'll add it to this course later or not. I don't want to commit to that just yet, but setting it up is not really difficult. Okay. I just want to let you know. Chris is asking, how many Facebook ads will you review for free? Well, like I said, 1. And it's like I said, I mean, if you sent me 2, okay, fine, I might do it. But I hope you respect my time enough to not do that. I mean, a lot of it depends on the situation too. So 1 Facebook ad. All right, so we're about at oh yeah, okay. So Sonia's asking, do you set this stuff up for people? Again, yeah, I do. I absolutely set this up for people. So since you asked that, if you want to speak with me about me setting this stuff up for you because you don't want to do it, what I want you to do is go to onefocusmarketing.com/schedule. Okay, so onefocusmarketing.com/schedule. You can schedule a 20-minute session with me. We'll talk whether or not that we're a good fit. Again, I do have a slight waiting list, and I say slight. I have quite a few people on the waiting list, but some of the projects were kind of small, so meaning they're not going to take up a lot of time. But yes, I do set it up for people. Just know that the setup part of it. I mean, it's it's in depth and it's in detail, so be prepared for that. All right. Anybody else? What other questions we got here? I don't see any others. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for bearing with me and staying on. And I know I talked a lot. Yeah. And I do like to hear myself talk, but not this much. But I really appreciate you taking your time again. And please jump on over to onefocusmarketing.com/enroll and get this. This is extremely valuable. I'm telling you, this is going to change your business. So that's all I have for today. If you need me or anything, you want to schedule some time with me about me doing some services for you, again, you can go to onefocusmarketing.com/schedule, and I'm happy to do that. And that's it for me today. I will see you guys. Hey, let me see the video here one more time. Stop sharing. Hey, all right. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.